very pleasant good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How y'all doing? Welcome to Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on this beautiful Friday, August 4th. I hope the rain has left the area for the time being. Sometimes there's just a little bit too much of a good thing, if you know what I'm talking about. That's kind of why I'm sitting here alone today. The Route 45 is closed at the time that I am shooting this show. Shooting it on Thursday afternoon, and Route 45 closed this morning. It's been closed all day as the Raccoon Creek just plowing through. Rainfall totals from some folks in the, where the Smith Mill area is on Blue Mound Road. There were some folks in that area that received 10, count them, 10 inches of rain on Thursday morning, Wednesday night. And Raccoon Creek couldn't hold it. So that's the interesting thing. One of the interesting parts about today, I drove up to Raccoon Creek to try to cross and to come up to Florida, come up to Louisville, and I had to turn around. There was a dude standing out there in the Wayne County truck right at the Wayne County, Clay County line, saying, "Buddy, you aren't going any farther." And you look down there at the highway. No, you're not going any farther, because about 150 yards of a mess that you couldn't get across. So, long story short, long story not very short, I take off through the country, go to Reinert. I'm going to take the Blue Mound Road, right? And so I had to hit to the Blue Mound Road, and right as I'm getting there, the old county boys of Wayne County are there too, setting up their signs, road closed. And it actually opened up about 1:30 this afternoon. So it was closed for about 5 or 6, 7 hours today as well at the Smith Mill, as there was a 2 or 3 vehicles that tried to get through that one. Yeah, it didn't end well. That which leads you to a long-time common sense maxim that you ought to remember, whether it's wintertime or summertime. If you see water over the road and you can't tell how deep it is, it's probably deep. And don't try it. Just don't try it. You'll lose your vehicle. One of the fellows I talked to today tried it, and his truck got picked up, moved over into the ditch. Live and learn, I guess. But he was safe, and he got out of it safely. I haven't heard of anybody coming out of this injured or anything like that. But still, take care when you see that flash. This morning, about 5 or 6 a.m., it said, "Flash floods, it's coming," and it's coming. But anyway, that's why I'm here alone tonight for our Take the Points edition, as Jamie couldn't get up here tonight. He was stuck on the south side of the river. Lucas was already way south of he's too far south to get here. And speaking of too far south, both Lucas and we's in Florida, for crying out loud, as we're trying to do the show today. So just that time of year, we'll muddle through. All right, we'll have a good time here on this lovely Friday, August 4th. Hope you're having an outstanding day. Let's take a look at what's going on in and around the area for you today. Tonight it's going to be, actually the field ought to be relatively dry by the time they have this at Dancy Field tonight at 6 p.m. It is a marching band showcase. This is a good time. The Flora High School and the Flora High School Music Boosters are inviting everyone to a marching showcase. It's a preview of this year's performance. It's going to be real cool. It's a night with Elton John. I doubt Sir Elton himself will be there, but you never know. That's the magic of marching bands. The event begins at 6 o'clock at Flores Dancy Field, and there's no charge, of course, for admission. So this will be a good time. Go out there and see the kids. Support the band kids. I've got the tuba in the car right now. Band is fun. What else going on? In Sisney tonight, it is movie night in the park. Sisney Park going to host a movie night. Wabash Communications, we're doing it. We're hosting it. We're going to have a customer appreciation movie night at the Sisney Park tonight at dusk. The classic family film, The Secret Life of Pets 2. Not only was number 1 a classic, folks, number 2 is even that much better. It's just amazing. Going to be showing that on the big screen in the park. We'll have complimentary popcorn for you there, water for all the attendants. Be in multiple chances, awesome prizes. I know they're giving away. I think Clint said they're going to give away some cable hours or something. I don't know. Giving stuff away. It's going to be a good time down there in the Sisney Park. What else going on here on Friday down at Centralia at the Centralia Elks Lodge this morning and afternoon, from 10 o'clock till 2 p.m. It's a blood drive. The Centralia Elks Lodge, that's at 213 North Locust in Centralia. 235, pardon me, North Locust. One donation saves up to 3 lives. So if you're interested, I suggest and urge you to go to online to redcrossblood.org. Go to redcrossblood.org. They'll roll you through the whole process, fill out the forms, and then you'll get there and they'll take the blood and then you go eat a ham salad sandwich along with cookies, whatever. You'll have a great day. It's going to be fun. Plus, you're helping 3 other people. What else going on here around the area today on the August 4th? Live music up in Effingham, a ton of live music, as it's going to be Cody Ryan at Pinky's tonight, and also live music at Tuscan Hills Winery. It is the Fairly Old Duo going to be at the Tuscan Hills Winery tonight. A couple of live shows tomorrow night as well. Well, one tomorrow night at Pinky's. It is Tony and Rhonda. Tony and Rhonda going to be playing at Pinky's. I believe that's at 4 p.m. on Saturday. Big one on Sunday. Friend of the show, Bill Poss. Bill Poss going to be playing out at Pinky's on Sunday evening. So get your tickets now. Go out there to Pinky's. Have a good time. What else going on here on Friday night? Oh, well, you can't have an August weekend without a fair to tell you about, can you? Marion County Fair, it's going to have the big old demolition derby starting at 6:30 this evening. We'll be taping that. Well, is tape the correct word anywhere? We'll be recording that for a later showing. So get out there to watch it now and you'll have a good time. 6:30 tonight, Power Wheel Derby for the kids. They'll get out there and start smacking stuff around. Semi-stock class as well as a mini car class. That's good, clean fun. All seats are reserved. Reserved seating is $15 as well as $12 for upper center, and then a pit pass, $20 to get down in the pits. That's at the Marion County Fair in Salem. What's going on over in the Effingham County Fair you do not want to miss. It's Chris Jansen with Dakota Danielle. Big old country show tonight at 7:30 over at the Effingham County Fair. They're going to do it. It's going to be a wonderful, wonderful, fun show. I know the Dakota Danielle, a local gal from Teutopolis, I believe. So go out there, support her, and support Chris Jansen. It'll be a good time. What's going on Saturday? August 5th, Saturday, benefit breakfast over at Clay City. This will be at the Sailor Springs American Legion starting around 11 a.m. Fundraising biscuit and gravy breakfast, at the Sailor Springs Clay City American Legion, post 230. Breakfast going to be served from 7 to 9, cost by donation. Give till it hurts. Help them out there. The menu, biscuits and gravy, juice, coffee, white, as well as chocolate milk. You haven't had nothing till you're mixing biscuits and gravy with chocolate milk. Buster, right there you are. What else is going on Saturday? August 5th, the Wayne County Historical Society will be hosting the first annual Kids Day, their first annual Kids Day event at the Hannah House Museum from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. It's going to be free, open to children of all ages and their guardians. Adults must stay with children to make sure they're not taking care of them like you're not leaving the kids. You got to stick around. Also, other activities will include a vintage dress-up station, a sewing circle, a leatherwork and other craft activities, a tour of the vintage fire truck that they have down there, plus a tour of the Hannah House, special speakers and scheduled times. They're going to be all that and more. If you want more information, give them a call at 842-3544. Fair night going on again on Saturday nights, wrapping them up at the Marion County Fair, the Grand Nationals Tractor Pull. That's at 7 o'clock. Super modified tractors, super farm tractors, so as well as super stock. Reserve seating, $20. General admission, $15. Pit pass, $20 there again. And at Effingham, Demolition Derby moving up the road, going from Marion County Fair on Friday night up to Effingham, and Effingham County to Altamont on Saturday night. Demolition Derby at 6:30 at Altamont. What else going on the 4th day of August, ladies and gentlemen? Enjoy National Water Balloon Day. Fill her up. The first Friday in August ushers in National Water Balloon Day just in time for the hot days of summer. The hottest days of summer. Pop, throw, splash, or maybe just squish them. What kid or adult does not enjoy a good, fun water balloon fight in the hot summer? Since Edgar Ellington invented the waterproof sock in 1950, backyards haven't been the same. Whether kids compete in the longest toss and take sides in a good old fight, the cool, wet summer fun lasts all summer long. As look at those kids. Oh, those look like those little punks are going to get you right there. That looks like, that's bad news right there. That's they've already been in the fight. It looks like right there. It looks like those kids look like the children of the corn or something like that. What in the world? I'm not sure I want to mess with those kids. Started in Newmarket, Rhode Island, National Water Balloon Day. It was put on by the Recreational Park Camp Wanna Iguana Summer Camp, and they founded it to celebrate their time-honored tradition of a birthday water balloon. So there you go. What else going on here on August 4th? Ladies and gentlemen, the first Friday in August, it is International Beer Day. First Friday in August brings a toast of ales, lagers, and pilsners that put the international into International Beer Day. Maybe a porter or a Belgian in your glass, whether yours is fermented or not, dark or pale, hoppy, bitter, smooth. Raise your mug, lift it high among friends around the world, thanking those who work at brewing delicious beer in your local area. That's a wonderful thing to do. There's all kinds of, I know that they've got local brewing folks up in Effingham. They do a wonderful job up there. They got the local brews, and you can get all kinds of stuff and all kinds of different flavors as well, just different ways. The origin of International Beer Day dates back to 2008. It's been going on for 15 years, so why not celebrate it? What else, ladies and gentlemen, is going on today here on August 4th? This is also, you can't get past this one. This is an outstanding, one of the best of the year. National Chocolate Chip Cookie Day falls on August 4th every year. Oh, without chocolate chips, what cookie? What would you do without chocolate chips in the cookie? As on this day, believe it or not, on this day in 1937, Ruth Graves Wakefield ran out of baker's chocolate for her cookie recipe that day. And because what happened next, she was preparing, called for baker's chocolate, and instead she just chunked up chocolate and threw it in. She figured it would just melt, but it did not melt into the dough, and it worked wonderfully. She was, you know where she was working? Where was that? In Massachusetts, where she was working? She was working, of course, at the Toll House Inn. That's why you have Toll House cookies, because it's from the Toll House Inn. That's where they were invented. You learn something new every day. You love learning. I'm here to help you. And so, yeah, always this date, back in 1937, the chocolate chip cookie was invented. What do you want to see on TV, folks? Good stuff. Baseball, as well as the Women's World Cup. Colorado Rockies at the St. Louis Cardinals. That's Chris Flexen versus Adam Wainwright. It'll be, and that's at 7:15 tonight on Bally, Channel 630. On Marquee at 1:20 this afternoon, the Braves will be at the Cubs. Max Fried versus Kyle Hendricks. That's on Marquee, Channel 597. White Sox are in action tonight, too, on Channel 643. That's at Cleveland. And it'll be Mike Clevenger versus Logan Allen. A couple of games on MLB Network, Channel 599 at 6:10. Toronto's at Boston. Alek Manoah versus James Paxton. And then finally, the LA Dodgers at the San Diego Padres at 8:40. Bobby Miller taking the mound for the Dodgers. Who the heck is Bobby Miller? He'll be going against Yu Darvish on that's MLB Channel 599. Also, the Women's World Cup. Round of 16 starts tonight. We'll get into that here in a second, but if you want to stay up late, don't you want to stay up late? It's at 12 o'clock midnight, Switzerland that takes on Spain, to be followed by Japan versus Norway. I'm Bruce Dickey. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. We'll be back right after these words. Please stick around.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
I'm Dr. Eric Pikus. I'm a general practice physician here at CRHPC, and I work at the Clay Medical Center in Flora. One of the things that I love about working for CRHPC is the fact that it's a federally qualified healthcare center. And that means that we can take care of any patient, whatever the case may be. We don't have to worry about their financial situation. And I love the fact that we can take care of anybody that needs our help. So no matter what care somebody needs, we're going to give them the best possible care available without judgment.
Briscoe Surplus Sales on the northeast edge of Flora is your one-stop do-it-all shop. Looking for rugged boots and footwear from great brands like Lacrosse, Rocky, and Carolina? They're there. How about top-notch small engine parts and service? Briscoe Surplus Sales has it. Whether you're wiring your switches or switching your wiring, Briscoe Surplus Sales has the solution and the know-how to help you get the job done right the first time. Briscoe Surplus Sales, your one-stop do-it-all shop.
At Clay City Banking Company, we're all on the same team, regardless of zip code. At home, work, school, or across the country, you can be part of our team with our cutting-edge mobile banking products. From your hand, you can check balances, transfer money, make deposits, and pay bills. Looking for a loan? We've got you covered with our mortgage, agriculture, commercial, and consumer loans. Join our team today. Clay City, Flora, Louisville, and Fairfield Banking Companies. We're the hometown banks, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
It is all things new at Zimdar's Heating, Air Conditioning, and Appliance Repair. We have a new line of heating and cooling equipment and new technicians. Our new equipment line offers 24 months free financing and excellent warranty coverage. Our experienced service technicians can provide you with quality service and repairs on all brands of HVAC equipment. Zimdar's has been serving Clay County and the surrounding areas for over 23 years. The employees of Zimdar's are here to help, so call local and call Zimdar's.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. Thank you so much for joining us today, or joining me today, as we're having a good time talking about the sports. It's our weekly Take the Points show. Just me today. The other boys, I got two in Florida, and I got one couldn't make it because of the water. Them's the breaks. You rolls the dice, you takes your chances. So just me, you, and the TV today. What is going on down under today as the Women's World Cup continues, and they have now completed the group rounds. The groups have been cut down, and you can see exactly who is advancing to the round of 16. Then they'll play it down just like a regular bracket system. No double elimination anymore. You lose, you're done, and they'll also have no ties now anymore. But Group A, Switzerland won it. Australia takes B. Japan rolls in Group C, just like England rolled. Actually, England didn't roll, but they won all three games, but a couple of them were closer. Netherlands beat the United States in Group E, and that was, I tell you what, the United States kids are not showing up, have not shown up. We'll get into that here in just a second as when we talk about some gambling odds and that sort of thing. But to continue looking through, France and Jamaica advanced. Jamaica, the first time they've ever been through to the group of 16. So congratulations to the Jamaican team. Sweden and South Africa, and Colombia and Morocco. And there's the gigantic upset of the tournament is that Germany has been eliminated. They are done for the tournament, going home to Deutschland. And man, oh man, we all picked them as me, Weeze, and Lucas all picked the group winners. We all three had Germany to win, so that's a miss for all three of us. And we actually we all picked them. Weeze got 4 out of 8 correct. Nice job, Weeze. Lucas got 3 out of 8 correct. Nice job, Lucas. I got 2. We all got Australia, we all got England. Other than that, I really stepped on it. We all picked USA, they get beat, Netherlands wins that. Weeze hit France, and as did Lucas. I didn't pick France, I had Brazil. Oops. And also Weeze hit Sweden, and I had Argentina. It didn't even make the cut. Lucas had Italy. They didn't make the cut. But, like I was saying, huge upset. Germany, the number 4 favorite coming into the tournament. I make it the number 3 favorite coming into the tournament. They were plus 650 to win the whole thing. And they're the highest wagered team to be knocked out, or at least the highest favorite team to get knocked out. Canada and Brazil. Canada had real problems. Canada was in a tough group, and they were up there in that Group B. Got close, but Nigeria is a good team, and you're playing on. That's just a tough group for Canada playing at Australia. Here's a look at what the bracket looks like right now. The Swiss will play Saturday it's Saturday midnight. That's Friday night at midnight. Saturday midnight means Saturday morning, but Friday night at midnight. And then you're also going to have Saturday at 3 a.m. Japan and Norway. Then it's at prime time. They were planning on the U.S. to be here. It's the Netherlands versus South Africa, and then Sweden versus the United States to follow at 4 a.m. Sunday morning. You going to get up, folks, to watch the U.S. take on Sweden? I'm not. They're not playing well enough. I may still be up at that time on Sunday morning. I don't know. If I'm up, I'll watch it. But I'm not going to make plans because they're just not playing that well. U.S. opened the Cup as a plus 275 or 225 favorite. they are no longer favorites. They are the favorites to win the cup now are the English. Because the English half of the bracket has really been torn apart. There's not much down there. The U.S. now plus 450. That's just because there's a lot of money involved. I cannot see the U.S. Now, you might think I'm saying this just to put the Bruce Dickey the reverse curse on something. If you've watched how the U.S. have played, they're not going to win. But if you want to bet on the U.S., you be you. And I mean, it's fun if they do, of course, for all of us. But the U.S. at plus 450 is way too expensive. The interesting ones here of teams that are playing really, really well. Spain can turn it on and off. That's what the Spanish are hoping, that they got beat in the finals of their group, and they're just kind of planning to come back and turn it on and off. You can only get away with such business for so long. I got to tell you, interesting numbers here for the Netherlands, the Dutch at 1,100. That's an interesting number because they get to avoid England. They get to avoid. We would end up having to play Sweden, but the Netherlands are playing very well right now. The French lost their first match and then came back and won their next two. Or they scoreless tie in their first match and then came back to win the next two. And so France is playing pretty good. Sweden playing outstanding soccer right now. Japan playing outstanding soccer right now. Japan plus 800 to win, or the Netherlands plus 1,100 to win. I like both of those a lot. England at 300 just seems expensive. Here are the numbers for the actual games. How much of so you see Switzerland, or probably Spain, a heavy favorite against Switzerland. I'm kind of surprised Japan is not favored by more against Norway, but other than that, the Netherlands a heavy favorite. U.S. a pretty big favorite, not a big favorite, but they're favored, and then the English also heavily favored. Look at the other half, the other part of it. Australia favored at home, and Denmark's a good team. I don't know if I don't like Australia that much favored. And then you've got Jamaica and Colombia and France heavily favored against the Moroccans. The Moroccans really the story of the tournament. They're the ones who knocked out Germany, basically. They knocked out Germany by beating them 3 days ago, and then Germany tied South Korea on Thursday morning, and poof, they're gone. So that's going on right now. You're going to enjoy it. I hope you do enjoy it. I have enjoyed talking about the World Cup to you. We'll be back right after this.
At Midwest Farm and Land, we've got a team of dedicated land, home, and commercial experts ready to help.
We understand that buying or selling a property can be extremely stressful. Let our folks take care of you and help you find your perfect piece of property.
Whether it's recreational or hunting land, farmland, homes, or commercial, we're there to help.
Local experts with national reach. If you're interested, give us a call, 618-532-1961, or check us out on the website, midwestfarmco.com.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont's always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LaMonsOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
For service beyond the surface, call Carter Trucking in Fairfield. Carter's trucks are ready to haul your big freight and grain. So whatever you call Jeremy Carter, the Mucho Mulcho Man, the driveway doctor, the gravel guru, the pothole pirate, the rockin' redneck, the smooth operator, the mudhole master, or the happy hauler, just call him. 842-2022 to haul your big freight, grain, and more with trucks from Carter Trucking, Williamson Drive in Fairfield.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. It's our weekly Take the Points edition. Just me today. I hope that does not disappoint, but the other guys couldn't make it due to being either down south in Florida or down south behind the floods. What was the big story this week so far in sports? You could name several different things, a few football things, not much going on right now. By the way, tonight on, it's Thursday, but last night, the very first football game of the year was played, the Hall of Fame game out in Canton, Ohio. So that's a big night. But really the biggest thing this week was Major League Baseball, the trade deadline. It hit Tuesday afternoon at 5 p.m. And of the three teams that we cover, they were all three pretty active. They made some moves. Now I'm not sure you would call them great moves, but really for the Cardinals, it's a wait and see. The Cubs I would call the Cubs made a good move. They traded for Heimer Candelario. That's Heimer Candelario from the Washington Nationals, and he is now a Cub. He's going to be playing third base for Chicago, as I guess they'll move Morel around somewhere else. He's going to be a big addition for a team. You know, the Cubs, they really decided late in the process that they were going to become a buyer. It really wasn't until they took 6 out of 8 from the Cardinals and went from 5 games below 500. Now they're 2 games above 500. And we'll get to the standings here in a few minutes. But they're 2 games of 500 and they're close, so they become buyers. And they really didn't need the help in the lineup the way they're hitting the ball. They are hitting the ball. They are crushing the ball. On Tuesday and Wednesday nights against the top team in the division, the Reds, they scored 36 runs in 2 games. They are just crushing the ball. They've since the All-Star break, they've scored 20 more runs than anybody else. Maybe that's indicative of playing the Reds and the Cardinals. Could be. I don't know. But keep that in mind. But the Cubs, outstanding move to get Heimer Candelario, and I think that's going to be big for Chicago. How about the Chicago White Sox? They picked up a catcher. This is Edgar Quero, as the White Sox traded away Lucas Giolito, Ronaldo Lopez, Lance Lynn, and Joe Kelly. They picked up Quero along with pitchers Kai Butch and Nick Nastrini. The White Sox really got in early. They kind of jumped on the trade train earlier than everybody else, and I don't know how successful that it was for them, but because kind of the way the pitching market worked out, actually the White Sox jumped in. The first trade was made to the Angels to Giolito to the Angels about an hour after Shohei Ohtani, after the Angels announced that they weren't trading Shohei Ohtani. It's about an hour after that, Giolito goes to the Angels. So they got in pretty early. I think they might have been able to hold out and do a little bit better, like the Cardinals did. The Cardinals didn't make their trades until the last 2 days before the trade deadline, including the last trade we'll talk about in a minute, about an hour before the trade deadline struck. Speaking of what the Cardinals did, here's one of the players they picked up for St. Louis. This is Roby. He is He's a pitcher, as you can see, out of, well, he was part of the Jeff Montgomery trade down to Texas. You can see him pitching for one of Texas's minor league teams. Roby is a Tekoa Roby. He is a right-handed pitcher. Right now, he's got a bit of a shoulder issue, and it gives you pause. It just gave me pause for folks to trade for a pitcher, a prospect with a shoulder issue. Cardinals had to reload. They had to reload their prospects. They had holes throughout the weak. The farm system had become weak as they really haven't drafted terrifically well the last year or two for depth, organizational depth. But Roby is going to be looked at at his age. He's going to be looked at to be maybe a starter in 2025, maybe get up to the Cardinals in 25, 26. I'm guessing 25. I don't think they're counting on him in 24, but possibly. Now this guy, this was more infield depth for St. Louis as they picked up Thomas Saggese from the Rangers as well in the Jordan Montgomery deal. Saggese and Roby. That's the interesting part of this deal with the Rangers. Saggese and Roby quickly slotted into the number 3 Cardinal prospect and number 6 Cardinal prospect on their on most folks' lists. They're pretty good players for the money that they got. Cardinals had pending free agents, and Montgomery and Chris Stratton went down to Texas for those 2 players, as well as I think one other kid. The other one, a couple of the other pitchers to go that is kind of strange or not strange. I don't know. You think about it. There's Justin Verlander back to the Astros. That wasn't a gigantic surprise. The only surprise really about Verlander is how much money the Mets had to eat for him to go. They ate with him and they ate with Max Scherzer. Max Scherzer went to Texas. Verlander goes to Houston. They picked up Houston's top 1 or 2 prospects, 1 or 3. But the problem is Houston's prospect list had kind of dwindled down a little bit. So maybe there was talk that the Baltimore Orioles were working on that deal at the end with for Verlander. That didn't work out. As soon as Verlander got traded, about 2 hours later, the Cardinals worked out their trade with John Flaherty going to the Baltimore Orioles. And you want to see something that'll jar you a little bit. This was from Thursday afternoon. There's Big Jack Flaherty making his first start with the Baltimore Orioles, and I checked the score about an hour ago. He had a pretty good first start, went through the first 3 or 4 innings unscathed, and right now, well, I can tell you, Flaherty has, where is Baltimore? There it is. Well, they're on the wrong end of they got beat 4-1. And Flaherty gave up well, that must not be today. Doggone it. Yeah, that's Wednesday. Flaherty, they ended up, Baltimore leads 3-1. Flaherty's out of the game, and he did a nice job. He went 6 innings, gave up a run. So there you have it. A little jarring, isn't it, to see Jack Flaherty in a uniform other than a Cardinal uniform? I know a lot of people. I know a lot of my friends, a lot of folks watching this show, were sick of Jack Flaherty. I like Jack Flaherty. I may be the only one of my friends who are all Cardinal fans, mostly, who thought Jack Flaherty was good. I still think Jack Flaherty is going to be good for Baltimore. But you do what you do. Also, Paul DeJong went late to Toronto. Cardinals going to miss Paul DeJong a little bit, but they'll see what they can do without him. That's just the nature of the beast. We'll be back talk about that beast in further detail, talk about standings and where people are. In Major League Baseball, you're watching the Take the Points edition of Wabash Catch TV's Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Back right after this. Having car trouble, need a tow, or just some routine maintenance? Butcher Automotive in Louisville has you covered. Locally owned and operated, Butcher Automotive offers complete vehicle repair services along with tire sales and wheel alignment. They're your local Hankook tire and interstate battery dealer. Butcher Automotive offers free local pickup and delivery so your car can be repaired while you're at work or at home. Butcher strives to treat everyone's vehicle as their own. At Butcher Automotive, they don't want you to give them your business, they want to earn it.
Residents of the Clay County and surrounding area have relied on Clay County State Bank for sound professional service for over 100 years. With convenient lobby and drive-up hours, we are ready to serve you Monday through Saturday. We appreciate all who bank with us, and we look forward to the opportunity of working with anyone who is looking for a community bank to help with their financial needs. Give us a call at 665-3314, visit us online, or stop by and see us on the square in Louisville to experience our friendly personal service.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
I thought I'd lost my business in that fire, but my agent was there before the flames were out. He said, together, we're going to rebuild. Our employees depended on it. My independent agent and auto owners made sure we didn't skip a beat. I mean, we didn't miss a single payroll.
For whatever lies ahead, we're always there. Auto Owners Insurance. North Wayne Insurance Agency in Flora is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
Never know when you're going to need your insurance company. You might try to go through the water. I heard about a fella today another fella today who went through the flash flood, the flooded river, and he ended up getting towed, and he doesn't want his car totaled, but I mean you've pretty much totaled your car out if you get dashboard deep in water. That messes up with some electrical stuff. But what else going on in Major League Baseball? We've rounded the quarter. We are past the 2/3 mark. Not quite to 3/4, but we're past 2/3. And here's what the American League's looking like right now. How about those Baltimore Orioles? 108 games into the season, as that is right at 2/3, isn't it? They're a game and a half above the Rays, and looking pretty solid as they would be in the playoffs right now. The New York Yankees even 4 games above 500 out of the playoffs at this point. The interesting thing, looking up there, Baltimore is they've handled Tampa Bay this week. They're having a really nice week, and they're just continuing to build themselves a nice little cushion. In the Central, the Twins in St. Louis, as of this taping, they're 1-1 down there in that St. Louis series, so they're still over 500. If the Cardinals win Thursday night, the Twins will be back to 500, but they'll still have a game and a half lead on Cleveland. Cleveland, in that division, only the winner of the division is going to make the playoffs. As the Rangers and the Astros battle it out down in the West. That's going to be a fun one to watch, as the Mariners and Angels also try to stick around. The Angels, there's the big question. Did the Angels mess up in trying to in keeping Shohei Ohtani and trying to make the playoffs, as opposed to trading Ohtani to somewhere and picking up just a king's ransom of prospects. Hindsight's going to be 2020 on something like that, but yeah, I tell you what, they might have wanted to go ahead and make that trade. They're 4 games behind the wild card, as you see, but they've got 3 teams to pass to get to that Blue Jays spot. The Angels like 3 games over 500, whereas the Blue Jays up there 11 games over 500. Now, granted, like I said, there is only about 1/3 of the season left to play, but it is over 50 games. Each team we're talking about there has about 55 games to play in the season remaining. So it just kind of makes you wonder. Again, the Rays look pretty healthy into the playoffs. Astros look relatively healthy into the playoffs, but there's room for the Yankees, Mariners, the Red Sox to get into there. Yeah, that's possible. How about the National League? What are we talking about in the NL right now? The Atlanta Braves continuing to run away with it. They are playing so well right now. 12 games up now on the Phillies. The Miami Marlins have just collapsed. I think they've lost 7 out of their, or no, make that 10 out of their last 12 games. And the Marlins, who were up there about 5 or 6 games back from the Braves a week or 2 ago, and now they're down behind the Phillies. And you've also got the Brewers and the Reds battling in that they are at a virtual tie in the National League Central. The Brewers having a nice, well, no, I take that back. Both those teams on a bit of a losing run, which has brought the Cubs back in. As I mentioned earlier, the Cubs now 2 games under 500, playing outstanding baseball, just beating the tar out of the baseball. And now maybe that's just against Cardinal pitching, but they've been beating up the Reds this week too. The Cubs, I got to tell you right now, they might be the team to keep an eye out for as you do take a look at the National League wild card race. The Giants and Phillies relative quite a bit closer than the American Leaguers. And then you've got the Brewers and Marlins and Diamondbacks. Cubs only 2.5 games out. Now the Padres, they're kind of an interest. They weren't selling. The Padres, they made some trades that they're still trying to make the playoffs. Could be tough for the Padres, but you can kind of understand it with their payroll and being that close. They really have to keep trying because they want to keep fans coming into the park. Padres they've got a huge payroll, but they don't really have the kind of deep pockets in ownership that the Mets have. So it just kind of makes it a little different package there. The Brewers and Marlins tied for the last spot in the wild card. Again, 109 games in, so 53 to go for both of those 2 teams. Just past 2/3 of the way. It's going to be a fun end of the season. Who you picking to win? You got to figure the Braves are going to win the National League East. You got to figure the Dodgers are going to win the West. Will the Reds hold on to win the Central? Will the Brewers surge past? Will the Cubs surge past? Who knows? Because you want to win the division because that helps you. You don't have to. You get home field at the playoffs, and that's a big deal for a lot of those teams. It's a big deal. So there you have Major League Baseball. We're going to take a quick break. Come back, talk a little bit about the NFL. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Cats TV. Back right after this. Please stick around.
In 1916, Warren Miller chose auto owners insurance. Later, his son made the same choice, as did his grandson. And today, his great-granddaughter did the same. As we reflect on where we've been, we're grateful to our independent agents and to those who have put their trust in us, and to the generations who will. Auto Owners Insurance.
Harrison Insurance in Louisville is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
Make Carnaby Square in downtown Fairfield your fashion leader. We're the little boutique with the big inventory of beautiful, trendy outfits and clothing in a wide array of your favorite name brands. And don't forget our large selection of jewelry and accessories. Carnaby Square is Southern Illinois' largest dealer of Brighton. At Carnaby Square, we take pride in our one-on-one, knowledgeable customer service and look forward to helping you create your own special look. Plus, always free gift wrapping. Find endless gift ideas 24/7 at CarnabySquare.com and on our Facebook page. Shop the fashion leader in downtown Fairfield, Carnaby Square.
Napa know-how.
At Flora Auto Parts, you can count on the Napa know-how experts to have the solutions to keep you running on the road or in the field. More than just your car, your locally owned Napa store carries a large inventory of parts for farms, heavy trucks, and just about everything that moves. Experienced counter people understand your needs and are ready to help with the perfect part at a great value. That's Napa know-how at Flora Auto Parts.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Hey folks, welcome back. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Cats TV. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning. Hope you're having a great day, and I hope you have been able to keep your powder dry over the past couple of days as the football season started last night, Thursday night up in Canton. Several gentlemen were inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, including, I think, Joe Thomas from Cleveland, and I believe it's Cleveland versus the Jets last night. It's preseason football. Now we've kind of had discussions here on this show. If you've been watching over the years, we've had discussions on this show, and pretty heated discussions from time to time as to whether you should bet on preseason football games. It's mainly a gambling show. It's called Take the Points. Football's finally here. Everybody's been dying for football to get back. A lot of people gamble. It's legal, and should you bet preseason football? I used to say a resounding no. Do not. Don't do it. You're going to be crazy to do it. However, I'd like to say, I don't like to say I've weakened, but I've kind of come around to a few things you can bet on in preseason football. Let's take a look at some of the games. There they are. There the games start. Now this is mainly next week. I don't have last night's game, of course, but this is starting the next week's games. The Patriots and Texans. You gotta figure, first of all, first week of preseason, starting quarterbacks don't play for the most part. Starting quarterbacks aren't going to play. So if you're going to bet on it, you want to bet on whether if you like the second string quarterback, and they are going to play more than a half. So do you bet first half? Do you bet the whole game? Usually in preseason games they'll give you a halftime bet, but not all the time. Not all the time. So if you're looking at the Texans versus the Patriots, you don't like it, I'd run away from it. The Vikings at Seahawks, Cousins isn't going to play, and Seattle, they're basically everybody here getting the home team spread on the top on the Vikings and Seahawks. The Falcons at Miami. I'm really kind of surprised that the Falcons are our favorite there. I guess they're going to let Mariota play because Desmond Ritter's now the starting quarterback down there at Atlanta. But one other thing to remember with the Atlanta Falcons, their coach likes preseason. He likes to play hard, wants to win. And speaking of that, take a look at on August 12th. That would be a week from Saturday. The Eagles at the Ravens. Eagles, they went to the Super Bowl. The Ravens are a 3.5-point favorite. You say, Bruce, is that just the home field? This is something to keep in mind if you're thinking about betting preseason football. The Baltimore Ravens try to win every game. John Harbaugh wants to win every game he puts his team out there, whether it's a scrimmage, whether it's a preseason football game, whether it's a meaningless game in September, whether it's a meaningless game if they've been eliminated from the playoffs in January. Wants to win every doggone game. That's why the Baltimore Ravens, if I recall the number correctly, in the last 6 years are like 23-1 in the preseason. And that's another thing about preseason games. Look at this number. It is 3.5, right? So you think, well, that's a field goal plus. That'd be silly to bet. A lot of teams try out different things in the preseason. They may go for 2. You never see ties in the preseason. They will go for 2 late just to avoid a tie, just to be able to prove it on the field. So I guess the point is, walk into your sports book or walk into your app on your phone with a wary eye in the preseason. It's just, to me, scary as can be. I don't see anything. Look, they're all 2.5 or 1.5 because that's what the thing is. Vegas doesn't know anything either. Nobody knows anything in the first week of the season. The Chiefs, even the champs, are going to be dogs on the road at the Saints, and the Niners at the Raiders. Niners are favorites. Niners might play their quarterback. Niners might play Brock Purdy because they want to see how hurt he is or if he's hurt. It might be something they want to do. Another kind of thing you can look at here in the preseason. This is when you probably get your best numbers if you're looking for a long shot to win the Heisman Trophy. I've got the Heisman numbers here. Caleb Williams, a returning Heisman winner. He's trying to become the second 2-time Heisman winner in the history of the trophy. Over 80 years, almost 90 years of the trophy. You wonder who is Bruce? Who's the only guy? Who's the only guy to win 2 trophies, 2 Heisman trophies? Tim Tebow, right? No, au contraire. It's Archie Griffin back in the 1970s. But Caleb Williams, the favorite at 5-1. Boy, that just seems awful. That seems awful pricey. And the other thing, it's a quarterback award. You kind of have to pick a team that's going to win 8, 9, 10, 11 games. So you want to have good teams. Look there, the first non-quarterback is 30-1, Marvin Harrison Jr. And it's really based on how many wins your team's going to get. Jaden Daniels at 11-1, Quinn Ewers at 11-1. Daniels, of course, the quarterback for the LSU Tigers. Who knows? It's so early. Here's kind of what I kind of do here is you look through here, see somebody you like and feel like throwing a lot of money at, or a little bit of money at. I like Jalon Daniels. They're at 100-1. He plays for Kansas. He is so good. Such a good quarterback. And if he's healthy, Kansas is you never know what Kansas. They went 6-0 last year and then lost their last 6. They got a good coach. I may throw a couple of bucks at Jalon Daniels. The bad deal is, for him to win the Heisman, he's got to beat my team. He's got to beat Illinois. I don't want that. The things I go through. Folks, thank you so much for tuning in today to Wabash Cats TV's Big Talk with Bruce Dickey, or Take the Points edition. You go out, have yourself a great day, and go USA Soccer. Let's get a win. Come on, guys. Let's go. Have a great weekend.